Welcome to the Acmeware DR Network Training Series. This session is about data repository operational support in MEDITECH. The session shows screens from a MEDITECH Expanse system, so they'll be the same for all other 6.1 and 6.0 systems as well. If you're on client-server, the NPR routines covered here will look very similar to most client-server releases. As for Magic, the menu commands and names are the same, but look much different in your system. Day-to-day support for DR is often overlooked, or sometimes considered a low priority. While it's true that DR has become very reliable in recent years, it still needs daily care and feedback, so to speak, to keep it running smoothly. It's very simple to do and doesn't take a lot of time, and at the end of the day, it's the right way to ensure that your DR data is healthy. Here's a quick outline of what this session will cover. We'll take a look at the different routines in both NPR and MAT sides of MEDITECH, including monitoring data transfers and other activity, initial loads, DR errors, and DR parameters. All MEDITECH 6.0 and 6.1 and Expanse systems are built on two technologies or platforms known as NPR and MAT. NPR also underpins both Magic and client-server systems, with a few legacy applications like ITS, Lab, and Pharmacy still using that technology. Just about everything else, including abstracting, bar, registration, health information management, and so on, is on the MAT platform. The exception is for 6.0 systems, which still have abstracting, admissions, and bar on the NPR platforms as well. This is important to know since this approach is reflected in DR. We don't have just physically different SQL databases to receive data from each platform, but different routines in the DR application in MEDITECH to manage them. Let's take a high-level overview of each side of the system. Since data repository sits on its own server, somehow we have to get the data there from the rest of MEDITECH. This is handled by the data transfer process, which continually sends data in close to real time from the MEDITECH applications to the SQL Server databases that comprise DR. Here's a bit more of a detailed view of that process. All the activity from the MEDITECH applications are recorded in the MIS audit log. DR audit reader jobs copy edited records from the MIS audit log to the DR activity queue, and from there, other background jobs transfer the data to the test and live databases on the DR server as a series of insert, update, or delete statements in TSQL procedures. The process in NPR is a bit different, mostly in that it doesn't make use of the MIS audit log. Each application has its own filer program that sends data directly to the DR activity index, otherwise known as the transfer queue. From there, the DR activity jobs send the data to the test and live NPR databases on the server. The first thing we'll look at in the DR application is the operations desktop, which is how we get information about the data transfer process. As you can see here, we have separate menus for MAT and NPR. We'll take a look at MAT first.